and welcome to another episode of Over the Cup podcast, a Formula One podcast for fans old and new by Formula One fans old and new. Joining me again today is my partner in crime, Shaguri. What's up, Shaguri?
Hello. Namaskara. This is Shakuni.
And we are talking about Baku.
Baku.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's start. I don't have my usual notes because I don't know, man. It just looks like this is going to be like 2011 season for Red Bull, where Vettel won so many races that there was no way of anybody catching up, like not even Mark Webber. Vettel won 11 out of 19 races, and I can see this going that way because Ferrari does not have its shit together. Oh my God. I understand Honey Badger's pain, man.
What a team.
But we're getting ahead of ourselves. Okay. So did you watch the practice sessions?
I watched a little of it, but then I did not. I started and then I saw something else. So
I mean, nothing much happened except I think I don't think anything much happened except I think Alpine was looking too strong.
Yeah, I also heard today on the radio, like Alpine has had one of the most, one of the best straight line speed or something.
I would say after Ferrari and Red Bull, I would say Alpine had the third fastest straight line speed. So yeah.
So that's good. At least they have had some improvement.
Still not a race winning car, but yeah, good. At least we get to see good battles in the midfield. So let's talk about qualifying and then let's talk about race. So qualifying, very surprising qualifying, I would say. Guan Yu Zhou had such a good qualifying, man.
Zhou, a good driver, but still needs time.
But like he for I think this is first time in the season that he out qualified Bottas. But in fairness, Alfa Romeo fucked up their plan for Q2, whatever it was. They did not come out for the longest time. I don't know. I was half expecting the commentators to say that there is some problem in their cars because they just waited until like half the time went by for Q2 to set even their first lap. And then they did not have time to do a second run, could not improve on the time. And I don't know what.
I think a lot of strategists are fucking up very badly this year.
We'll get to strategy fuck ups. Oh my God, so pissed with McLaren today. But Q1, did you see the entire qualifying?
No, I did not. Okay. I did not see qualifying at all. So you will have to
enlighten. Q1, I think there is like a red flag, of course. Canadians delivering as usual. Stroll puts it in the wall, and I think it's 2.5 minutes to the clock when there is a red flag in the race in the qualifying session. And then once the track is cleared, everybody starts going out for their outlaps, right? And Fernando Alonso does what he does best, which is holds up the entire grid so that nobody crosses the line. And I think it fucked up Albon's race. I think everybody else was able to make it. Or no, I think everybody made it. But Alonso, I can't remember. I think I missed the replay or I did not understand what exactly happened. But apparently he was driving slow and then he went straight into turn 15 and caused a yellow flag there. But I don't remember seeing the replay, so I'm not sure what actually happened here. And Alex Albon was furious. He was like, he should get penalized for this. He's doing this on purpose, unnecessarily driving slow. And Spain stewards did not even note the incident, which is aces. Lewis Hamilton was investigated for driving slow on an outlap, but there was no action needed. And shame that I think I don't know if Guan Yu Zhou and Bottas would have made it out of Q2, but they never got to put in their laps. But qualifying, Sebastian Vettel qualified ninth, which was shocking given what
Shocking
that.
because he qualified ninth, or shocking because he reached Q3?
No, I mean Vettel showed incredible pace in that entire qualifying session. Dude, there was a point in Q1 when Sebastian Vettel was fifth.
Oh,
Fifth. I tweeted about it from the Over the Curve account. Hold on, let me read you the tweet. I was watching. Okay. Sebastian Vettel 0.557 seconds off Verstappen in Q1 before the red flag. That's it. That's the tweet. That's
wow.
it. 0.5 second, half a second off the pace. My God, Sebastian Vettel had incredible pace.
So, okay, so that means Aston Martin is showing some speed, because even Vettel was doing really good
No.
today also in the race.
Vettel is showing speed. Not Aston Martin. Vettel is showing speed. Because if Aston Martin was showing speed, that means Stroll would have done something.
Stroll,
I mean, he kept it out of the wall. He kept it out of the wall. That's something.
Yeah. So did Latifi. Man, Latifi had no incident today. I was shocked. I was waiting for him to do something, but no, man.
I think, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is the first Baku race where we've not had any major quote unquote crashes in the main race, right?
Yeah, I think the only off-track incident happened was when Vettel, went into like that, and then he had
during that overtake on Ocon.
overtake of Ocon, yes.
But dude, what a donut! What a save again! Like, he was so quick to take that, because we've seen, like, throughout the weekend I saw people going there and they have to do like a 6-point turn and they go forward, then they reverse and this and that, and Vettel was like, no, I'm gonna donut my way out of this. That was he lost 2 positions, but it could have been so much worse, because drivers, it's so narrow there. But so that was it. I think you had Ferrari, Red Bull, Ferrari, top 4, of course. Then George, Pierre, Lewis, Yuki. AlphaTauri found some speed today, but I don't know what happened with them in the race. And I mean, Alonso and Vettel, like, veteran drivers just wiping the floor with their young counterparts or teammates or whatever you want. I mean, Ocon wasn't that bad, but yeah.
Ocon was really good, man. You cannot deny today. Ocon was good.
Ocon was good. Yeah.
Him doing that, defending against Hamilton, defending against Vettel. He was really holding his own today.
Yeah.
I liked Ocon today. He's learning the best things from Alonso, and he's becoming very dangerous. Give Ocon a better car, he will crush the grid. He was defending like a pro.
Let Hamilton win his 8th. Let him retire, and then bring Ocon as a teammate for George. And that Mercedes is going to dominate like crazy.
Yeah, very possible. I have no doubts about that. Very, very, very possible.
Yeah. Okay. That's pretty much it from qualifying. I mean, I don't think I was surprised at any point with any of the people who got out of any particular session, except for like Alfa Romeo, Valtteri in Q2. But I mean, they fucked up their strategy. So yeah, it was meh. It's like, it's fun to watch when you're watching it live, but if you think this is going to be memorable, it's not. It's that feeling. So it's fun to watch, but like after a while you're like, okay. Like I forgot everything that happened an hour after qualifying was done. So not too. It was okay. Anyways, let's come to the race.
The race, the beginning. So since the beginning, like when the formation lap was happening, we all got to know that Checo is going to come elbows out, and he did. And He really.
Also Williams, why would you realize 15 minutes before, 15 seconds before the race, that Nicholas Latifi is slightly out of place? I mean, you had pretty long a time to sort that shit out, man. But 10-second stop and go penalty in the first, before the race has even completed like their first 5 laps. Like 10
In the
seconds
second
stop
lap
and
only.
go.
Latifi got the penalty in the second lap only, right?
Yeah. 10 seconds stop and go. And like, I'm not going to say that it was too harsh or whatever, because like, yeah, there is nobody on the track. Everybody has to like, get away from it, and the lights are about to go out and whatever for formation lap. Was it the formation lap?
After
No.
the formation, right? After the formation lap.
Right after the formation lap, right? I'm like,
Hmm.
no, don't do that. What, are you racing for the first time? What? I saw the replay and I was like, wow, Williams, thank you for, I mean, it's not like Latifi had any real chances, but hey, maybe he could have. We never know. Like, now we'll never
Yeah.
get to know.
Now
So,
Latifi can blame that I could have won the Baku Grand Prix from the back of the grid, but because of you guys.
yeah, he can definitely claim that. But let's talk about that Ferrari powertrain. It is surprising that out of the 5 cars that DNF, there were 4 with Ferrari.
But with Stroll, I
engine.
think it was not a powertrain or something. It was something different. Like he had some
But
brakes.
that is anyways not a Ferrari engine, no?
But not a Ferrari engine, but like Ferrari people had a proper engine related problem. Except I think science had hydraulics.
Ferrari sort your reliability out. See, this is why we need Mercedes. I think Ferrari has just forgotten how to be in a title fight. They
And
just forgotten.
so now, like what you were saying about the reliability and all. So Mercedes in the championship pool, in the constructors championship, Mercedes is only 30 points behind Ferrari right now, 30 something points behind Ferrari.
Yeah, I'm
And
not even surprised.
if you remember when the season started, Mercedes was so behind them.
Yep.
And Red Bull is almost 100 points, like 80 something points ahead of them. 80 points lead, just 8 races done. Can you imagine?
Now, this is like Spain, Charles lost. Monaco, Charles lost. Baku, Charles lost. And I'm like, Monaco was okay. It was a strategy mistake, but it was again the team's fault. I cannot believe in Monaco they wouldn't listen. And I mean, like, it's not even like they had to think the idea. Like, Carlos Sainz fed them the idea. We stay out until it's time for slicks. We
But
don't
let
fit for
me see
inters.
how many races has Charles not finished. Wait. Let me see that. Today Charles did not finish. Monaco he finished. Spain he did not finish, right?
Spain he did not finish, yeah.
Spain he did not finish.
He's finished every other race. Imola, I think he finished 6th. And you remember back in Australia when we were recording the Australia review, we were like, oh, Red Bull needs to sort out its reliability, this, that. And I'm just sitting here every weekend. I'm hoping for a Red Bull powertrain failure, and it's not happening, man. It's not happening.
By mistake, you forgot Red Bull and you said Ferrari. God listened to your comments, but he did not listen to what team you spoke about.
I don't know what happened. Like, this is, and these are like new, and I think Charles got a new engine after Spain, and this is just the second race on that engine.
Charles is about to get a penalty. He's about to get a penalty.
Yeah.
He has used third engine. He is about to get a penalty in the next race.
Canada.
Yeah. So he is any which way is going to, go with his hands tied behind his back in the next race. So just think about it.
as long as the car is reliable, I don't think it's going to be that hard to make up places. And it's going to be a 3-place grid drop. So worst comes to worst, he starts 7th, which would mean that he qualified 4th, which I don't see that happening. He's either going to be 1st or 2nd.
Let's hope that happens, because also what happened to Checo's pace, because he was running the show in the practice and qualifying, right?
Yeah.
So where was that pace?
I don't know what happened, but I think Red Bull is going to screw up strategies. Both of them were on different strategies. And I know like this Checo coming in 2nd was not purely because of strategy. It was also because Checo was not on the pace. But I think going forward, they are not going to explicitly come out over the radio and say, don't make it hard for Max. But I mean, they kind of did. When
They
Max...
kind of did today. Don't
They
fight
kind of
Max.
did. They said, don't fight. Why? I mean, I can totally understand Christian Horner. I'm pretty sure he still has PTSD because of 2018 Baku. But let them fight, man. It's weird because Christian Horner came out and said that we would be happy if Checo wins a championship in our car. I'm like, okay, good. But the bigger question is, when are you going to let him win a championship in your car? When? That is the big question.
Do you think the comments by Jos Verstappen has any anything to do with their strategies? Because Jos Verstappen...
No, man. I don't think so. See, if Max Verstappen throws a tantrum, if let's say hypothetically Red Bull starts supporting Sergio Perez and Max is like, oh, I don't want to race here because I'm not the first driver in this team. Where is he going to go?
No, see, where is he going to go? That's a different story. But what I'm saying is, if you think about it, that can also have some sort of a issue. Like, it does play mind games to the drivers, right? Like, for example, Bottas, if you heard the previous radios and everything, it took lots of mental pressure on Bottas, right? For him, because, he got to know that he's not their first driver. That takes a lot of toll on the driver. And if you think about it,
I don't ever think that Bottas ever had any doubts on, like, he was never under any false impressions of him being the first driver. He was always under the impression that I'm going to have my chance if Lewis did not perform any year. Unfortunately for him, Lewis performed every year. Like, I don't know, we've had this discussion. Yeah, so, but
okay.
Checo was very clear with Red Bull when they signed him. They were like, I am going to do everything I can in 2021 to make sure Max wins his championship. I think he said it here this year, at the start of this year as well. He was like, I did my job. I helped him win the championship. Now I'm here to win. And it's just going to be, if is the team going to let him do it? And, we didn't talk about this, but I think this was before his contract extension was announced. But Monaco, when he won the Monaco GP, I think he said to Christian Horner, I think I signed too early.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I heard that.
Yeah. If anything, I think Checo has more bargaining power because, first, Red Bull has not had a good second driver, somebody who can support their first driver in a very long time. Ever since Ricciardo left, they've had a very tough 2-3 years of not having a second driver at all, and they've lost those championships. And like, let's not talk about the 2021 championship. Very happy Max won it, but they've had a problem having a consistent driver who can stay in the mix. As important Max is to Red Bull, they cannot deny Checo is too. Because if Checo decides to leave,
Checo is important 100%, but Checo is not that consistent driver. Okay, I don't like Max as well, but you have to consider that Max is consistent. That man is really consistent, and you can rely on Max as well to get you that championship.
I think
second championship as well.
I think in Spain also he got team orders. If Max's DRS hadn't worked when he was approaching Checo, I don't think he would have been able to overtake Checo if his DRS did not work, which is a problem that he was having in that race. So no, I know, like I've heard all the arguments. So Max was on better tires, he was faster, this, that, blah, blah, blah. But Spain is a track where we've seen how powerful that DRS was, right? We've seen the power of that DRS. And like,
but even with
Max
the DRS, he
was
was not able to perform, right?
he
So
was not able to do it. He won because of team orders. Monaco, I mean, it's Monaco. Once you have track positions, that's very likely going to be your track position. And like, sure as hell, Max could not do anything because for Red Bull to give Checo any team orders, they would have to make sure that it's at least a 1-2. Like, Checo could be like, yeah, I'll let Max pass first. Tell him to pass Carlos. Like, that's not on me. So Monaco, he could not do anything. Checo won. I think this entire weekend, Checo, granted, today he was not really on that pace, but in the first turn where Max did make his overtake, Checo could have defended. He could have. Maybe he would have gotten overtaken in turn 3, but he could have defended because Max closed the gap at the very end of that turn.
Yeah.
Me playing F1 game, I would have defended if somebody tried to pull an overtake on me there at that point. And so late into the corner.
Very good defensive driver, so it
yeah,
would not
he can. He could have very easily. He could have. So I'm not going to say that it wasn't just the team orders, but I don't like listening to this. Like, don't fight. Like, tell your drivers. See, Max knows. I think Checo also knows. Everybody knows what happened in 2018. They were all there. They were driving on the same grid, same damn grid. They all know. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants to crash with their teammates, right?
Yeah.
But like, flat out coming and saying, don't fight. Nah. He did his part. Then Checo did what they wanted him to do. The poor dude did not even finish Abu Dhabi. Like, he made sure that Lewis was held up and Max caught up. And I think before the race finished, they had to retire Checo's car. So he did what he had to do. He got Max's championship, he and 20 other people. But Max got his championship, right? I don't see the point of not letting them fight now. It's because I don't want to see Max win another championship. But
no, see, again, I would not mind it, but I want it to be competitive for Max. I don't want it to be team orders for Max. Agreed.
Yeah,
Lewis has won like that.
Yeah.
And will say that me being a Lewis fan, how can I say this? But the problem for me is even
team orders.
Yeah, even though with team orders or something, okay, if you can call me hypocrite, but I'll call you the same as well.
No, I'm not calling you hypocrite.
No, I'm talking about like people who will call me hypocrite. Okay. I'm a Lewis fan, right? So for me, people can call me hypocrite, but the thing is, I will call them hypocrite as well, because they used to, if they feel that me supporting
Lewis won all these championships only because Bottas was always getting team orders incorrect. Not all the time. Sometimes, yes.
That's what people tell me. And I'm like, okay, agreed. But that's what's happening right now with Max also.
Exactly.
In 2021, there were team orders to Perez that he had to help Max. If you remember the final lap of qualifying, in which Perez gave him the split stream.
Yeah.
That happened because Perez gave him the split stream, right?
Yeah.
It would not have happened if Perez would not have done that. So if you think that team orders only work that, okay, Bottas don't push, that's not how team orders work. Team orders work both ways.
Yeah. And
So
like, it happens. So it's not just these team orders, right? It's always like Max is always on a better strategy. Like sometimes I look at
yeah,
the strategy calls that they make for Checo, and I'm like, how is this man supposed to win a race? Like, how is this man supposed to win a race if you make these strategy calls? Like, it's I feel bad for Checo. You know, he is in that car, in that championship winning car, and he's not too far off Max Verstappen.
he's not. He could have
Not
easily,
not too
defended
far.
his championship at least for a couple of laps. For
Yeah, I
today's podium, couple of laps, they could have done it a very good job. And okay, again, even of the 2018, right? The Baku incident, 2018, yeah, 18.
yeah.
So that Baku incident also happened because of Verstappen.
Yeah, I totally agree. I totally agree. I've not seen the entire race, but I've seen that incident, and I totally agree. It was Max's fault. It was not Ricardo's fault.
Yeah. So if you have a problem and if you have the PTSD of the incident, control Max for God's sake. Don't tell your other driver who is not doing anything to do something. It was because of Max that incident happened. No one can tell me otherwise. And if you tell me, I will fight with you. I am open for that. This is an open challenge.
Yeah, no,
Because
it was Max's fault, and
so then you have to, control Max, not the other guy.
see, you knew Ferrari. Both the Ferraris were out, right?
Yeah.
Max already has a lead. Let them
Hmm.
race.
Exactly. There was a 20-second gap between Perez and Russell.
Yeah,
So,
let them race.
and also the team orders in the middle for Max. You can slow down. It's okay. I'm like, bro, he's racing. You know, what were the orders? Max had to tell him that if I slow down, the tires can go cold. Why are you telling me to slow down? And I'm like, Max has a point. You don't slow down in a race. Why would you
Yeah,
ask him to slow down?
so waiting for some reliability issues for Red Bull, man. This championship is going to get boring. If there are, let's say, in the next 4 5 races, if Red Bull gets again consistent wins and Ferrari has 2 or 3 more DNFs, the championship is done. Like
Yeah. It's
it's
decided.
not possible for everybody to catch up from that far back. Like it's not possible every single time. We've seen Vettel do it in 2012. We've seen to an extent Lewis do it last year. Just you can't do it. It's not going to happen every single time. And like with Ferrari, there are sometimes the drivers make mistakes. Sometimes it's the car that just does not perform. Other times it's strategy calls. Other times it's like bad pit stops. There are just so many things that can go wrong with Ferrari. And yeah, it's just sad. This championship is going to be boring, but I all I can hope from this year is Mercedes is able to improve enough so that they can challenge for a championship next year, because next year then it's going to be amazing, because George and Lewis against Max and Checo, that would be something.
Oh, I have hopes for this year only. I am pretty sure by end of the year, Russell is going to make some major fight between Perez and Verstappen. He is not going to let down. Russell will finish second, if not first. You can write it now.
No,
Right, right
I'm
now.
pretty sure. See, I'm pretty sure there is going to be 1 or 2 races where Mercedes is going to win.
No. He finishes second in the drivers' championship.
Oh, that
About
way.
yeah. I am 1000% sure about it. He is the most consistent till now. I don't want to jinx that man.
Dude,
Touch wood.
I will tell you one thing, okay? So when we were writing down, when I was sending my predictions, no, one of my predictions was that George Russell is going to break his top 5 streak this race.
Oh
And I was like,
man.
I don't want to jinx it. I don't want to write it down. And I did not. And thank God I did not, because I would have lost a point. And if I would have written it down and it came true, I would have been more heartbroken. So I was like, no, let's just see what happens. And yeah.
I So the thing is that the day he does not finish in top 5, I don't want that time to ever come. But the day he doesn't finish, I seriously tell you, I would be very sad. Not because he didn't finish in top 5, because I know that man will be very sad that day.
Yeah.
And when you see Russell, you just get that smile on your face, like, oh, hi. He's such a sweetheart. I always want good things for him. I'm a Hamilton fan,
Yeah.
but I always want good things for Russell.
Yeah, especially because I think out of all these young drivers, no, he was the one who was for the longest time stuck in a Williams.
Yeah. And
He
he
did
still
3
did
years.
great things.
He did great things, but yeah, he was still stuck in that Williams. And like, do you remember his reactions after finishing 9th in Hungary? Like his first
Yeah,
points?
yeah, 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 yeah. He was so happy, crying, and
So
it was
happy.
so amazing. And that shows you that he deserves everything that he's getting from that Mercedes. That man deserves everything and more.
Yeah, he is doing wonders in that Mercedes, but they need to sort out their porpoising, man. They can't. Lewis cannot. It's not just about Lewis, it's also George. Like
Yeah, George is
it's
also having porpoising, but it's just that he's able to manage the speed. But today, I will tell you, Lewis's car was the worst in porpoising. George was not that. George's porpoising is still better than Lewis.
I think George, to a certain extent, did not necessarily have to push that much because he was very comfortable in a no man's zone. Like he was up ahead. Uh, so like there was no way that he could have caught up with, what do you say, like both the Red Bulls, or
Yeah, possible.
he couldn't have, and he could, like whoever was running fourth, who was running fourth. Like
He
Lewis got to fourth
Lew-
very late, but I think up until
Gasly.
then it was Gasly, right? Gasly was also again like some 15-20 seconds behind him, so he was very comfortable in that space where he was like, I don't have to worry about anything. So maybe he didn't have to actually push that hard. But yeah, Lewis's porpoising was so intense.
Man, I remember, like, when he said that my back is killing me, man. I thought it would be something, out of something non car related, like non race related. Maybe he would have pulled something in the gym or something. But then, if you remember, there was that in car video
Yeah.
when it was shown, and then you could hear the car jumping.
Yep.
And at that point, I realized, oh my God, this car is jumping so much. And then there was the other angle video from I think some turn 6 or turn something. And man, that car was jumping so much. He
Yeah.
was bouncing everywhere.
Yeah, but I also, again, like we've seen that it is also very track dependent, where we saw Spain porpoising was just gone, magically gone for every team. So it's also, I think, track dependent. That's my only concern about Canada, is because Canada also has that third sector, which is basically a straight.
Yeah.
It's just a straight, then there is a chicane, and then you go to the to turn one, right? It's a long straight, and it's kind of like, I mean, going into Baku, I was concerned about porpoising, but I thought that, you know Mercedes had found a solution, especially on, like, considering how they were flying on a Spanish track. Like that Barcelona track is one of the worst for overtaking, but like they did so good. But yeah, it's track dependent also to an extent, and let's see. All right, let's talk about McLaren. What the fuck? What the fuck? Why? What was that? What were those strategy calls? So
They were
they
anything but strategic.
decided. So Daniel Ricciardo started on hards. Lando was on mediums. Okay, separate strategies. I agree. They're not in the strongest place. They have to do something radical. They decided to put both the drivers on different strategies. Okay, cool. I understand that. Why would you not let Ricardo pass Norris if he's saying he has more pace?
But okay. Think, okay, hear me out. Both the times the decision calls had to happen. How is it that a medium tired car is slower than a hard tire car?
So, why is it so surprising that maybe Ricardo is extracting more out of that car than Norris is at the
But
time?
that was happen. But it happened again in the end of the race. Norris was on the hard tires. Ricardo was on the medium tires. But Norris had more pace than Ricardo in the medium.
Yeah, but because Norris had a two-stop strategy, right?
Norris had two stop and Ricardo had one stop. So
One stop.
Norris's hard tire was very old when Ricardo got his medium. But with
That's my
even with
point.
the
My point is that if you put Ricardo on a one-stop strategy and he's saying that he can extract more power out of the car, why are you letting him make the effort to pass his teammate? And then, okay, then lap 9, there's a virtual safety car, Alonso pits. They cannot pass the Alpine on pure pace because that Alpine has crazy straight line speed. Okay, I understand. You tell Ricardo to stay behind Norris because Norris is going for the overcut on Alonso, and then you pit him 3 laps after. What? And then in that time, like Ricardo's tires are like they are hard tires, and they ran with those hard tires in practice. I think they were trying to. I think Paul de Resta said that they are trying to get that shiny thing of the hard tires because they're trying to make sure that they're able to use the hard tires. And I think it was because hard tires would last longer and they could go for a one stop. Okay, good, very good. You're trying to do something radical, but then you waited so long and Ricardo wasted so much time behind Norris. His tires were old as fuck.
I seriously don't understand what's happening with the strategies this year.
And now you don't come on media and give out interviews saying that Ricardo is not doing it. You putting him on shitty strategies, man. Yeah, and you're not talking about Andreas has come out so many times and said that Spain we did not perform because car had a problem. Ricardo's car had a problem. Everybody's like, oh, Norris was sick and he still beat Ricardo. First of all, if Norris is sick, why is he driving? What is the point of having your reserve drivers if a driver is literally dying out of tonsillitis and he still has to drive in that scorching heat of Barcelona?
Yeah,
What is the point of
where
having
he
reserve
will
drivers?
suffer more.
FIA, if you're that concerned about driver safety, why is there a sick driver in a car who can pass out at any time because he's fucking sick?
Also. Did you hear the news about the porpoising? FIA is about to take a major decision about the porpoising.
Yeah, I think they are going to be like, you have to make sure that there is no porpoising. Do whatever it is that you have to do with your setup. And yeah,
but the car has to be without porpoising. So they might change the design for all the cars, which will make the Red Bull slower as well. And
no, I don't, but I see again, I don't think that's fair. See, every team went for a design philosophy. Some of them worked and some of them didn't.
Exactly.
If you're going to say that no, this design philosophy is not right because of porpoising, I think it's unfair for people who actually went for that design and had gains, and it's unfair for them to ask Mercedes also to like now abandon everything and start from scratch. You tell the teams, okay, so we've had 8 races, we've seen some races where you did not have porpoising, so you clearly know what the solution is, you know how it is dependent on track. You have to make sure that if your car is driving, you have to make sure, you have to show us with setup, doing laps around the track, that your car is not going to porpoise like that. I think that is the right thing to do. If they do anything, any decision that takes away any team's advantage, be it Red Bull, be it Ferrari, be it Mercedes, in an unfair way, okay, like cars being without porpoising, of course, if Mercedes has to make changes, it's going to be like they have to increase the ride height, right? They
Yeah,
increase
but
the
that
ride
will
height,
slow the car. That will slow
they
the
are
car.
going to have a slower car. Okay, I understand that, but they decided to stick to that design philosophy, and that comes with consequences. It's as simple as that. And I am, as a Mercedes fan, I am saying I am happy. I want that to be the decision. I don't want it to be like, oh, you know what, we've seen this Red Bull philosophy, the car that they've built that works, so everybody needs to have that. No, Red Bull has worked hard. They made a decision, they stuck to it, and they see the results of it. I don't want anything otherwise. Then it's just F2 with faster cars. If you just say that these are going to be like just equal cars, because aero efficiency is playing a much more important role this year, and it's dependent on their design philosophy. So yeah, I don't want it to be like everybody's going to have similar cars, because then how is this different from turbo hybrid era? They're literally all the same cars, except their liveries were different and their engines were different.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So FI has, we have all seen FI having stupid ass decisions. And this they are saying because of driver safety, because they think that drivers are in danger because of porpoising.
No,
So,
I agree with that. But again, FIA, be consistent. Then don't let sick drivers drive. If they say that there is a barrier that needs to be put on a particular turn because that's really dangerous, listen to that as well. You can't be selective about driver safety. I am very happy that FIA has decided to take that step, because we've seen this. Like even Ferrari in the beginning, when they had, like, even Carlos Sainz has complained a lot about the porpoising, because Ferrari also had a major porpoising problem. So I understand from that point of view, right? It is a big issue. It is a big issue in driver safety also, because it's not just about the physical effort, but because the bouncing is so intense, there is always a chance that their seatbelt might break or something. There's just so many things that could happen, right? So I understand that and I appreciate that, but don't be selective. All or nothing. It's not that difficult. It's not that difficult. If us fans with limited TV direction, whatever the TV director decides to tell us, if we can look at just that and say that, oh, something wrong has happened here, how are you with literally 10 million camera angles not figure that out? Oh man. Anyways, yeah, so coming back to the point, McLaren, sort your shit out.
Yeah,
I was so pissed. I was so looking forward to Danny Rick having a great weekend. And like, he could have, you know what? One thing that bothers me is like there were no safety cars, because had Danny Rick stayed out for that long and then there was a proper safety car, he would have saved so much on his pit stop. He would have saved so much. Oh, it's sad. It's sad. But also, like, the overcut strategy for Lando Norris, they were like, we are going to go for an overcut. Okay, cool, makes sense. You cannot beat Alpine on pure pace. They pit him. He comes out 3 places behind Alonso. How is that? How is that an overcut? That's not an overcut.
I think all the teams need to get back to the basics of it, like, better strategies and all, because every team has fucked up in strategies at least once this year, and it's only been 8 races and we have seen so many major fuck ups.
No, I mean, it's not always going to work out, and the success of your strategy is also dependent on the failure of other team strategies. Like, there is always going to be that dependency, right? Because it's a team sport. Like, there are 20 drivers, 10
It is
teams that are
a see
competing.
it is a team sport, but at least see, okay, if you are talking about like pure strategy, strategist changes, I think there are 2 teams which need major strategy, like, changes in their strategy.
Alfa Romeo for sure.
No, Ferrari.
For sure.
First of all is Ferrari.
Alfa Romeo for sure. Ferrari, yeah, of course. Then there is Ferrari also. So I would say Alfa, Ferrari, and McLaren. I would
Yeah.
say these three teams. These you know what? Ferrari needs a crash course on just doing radical things and like just taking risk. Like they need to build that confidence because you are up against a team that is going to literally, dude. How are they taking it so lightly? Did they not see what happened last year? I mean,
Last
we're
year,
on
they,
the
they
grid.
have Seb. They have Seb as an example. What, 2014, 2015? Seb.
15, 16, 17, 18. So many Sebs. Like,
No,
so
because
many
this
Sebs.
is the exact same thing that happened with Seb in, I think, 2015 or 2016 season, when Seb had very great top first three races, and after that, bad luck after bad luck after bad luck.
Yeah, didn't Seb also come in an interview and said that I was also promised a fast car and a championship?
Yeah.
So I feel for Charles or something like that. Like, that was just the funniest shit ever. Seb is like, buddy, I've been there. You're going to be disappointed for a very long time, but
Yeah.
it's
And
sad.
it doesn't end here.
It's sad. Like where we were after Bahrain, Saudi, Australia, like such a good, comfortable lead. Everything gone. Like everything gone. And gone to the extent that, God, I don't even have the words. Like it all started going downhill from Imola. Another reason to not have Imola. It's a shitty track. It's a punishing track. If you make a mistake, it's going to punish you very severely, which is in a way great. Like it it's
Yeah.
it's like the way these drivers talk about Monaco is like there is no room for mistakes and shit like that. But at least in Imola, there is a chance of overtake. Same philosophy, but there is a chance of overtake. And also Spain also, I think, is a track where if you make a mistake any time that you've built up, and that horrible last sector, man. I was I was up all night yesterday playing the F1 game. I was doing
Wow.
career mode, and I am right now trailing Max Verstappen in the championship by 39 points as Daniel
Ooh.
Ricciardo.
Nice. So which team did you start with?
McLaren. McLaren. I was like, so 2021, I play with, always play as Daniel Ricciardo. And if I get 22, which I am planning to, if I get 22, if and when I do get it, I will play as Lewis Hamilton. But I will have to see how bad that car is going to be in the game.
Start playing as Albon or Russell. Russell last year.
Oh, Williams, I don't have the skills. Like I would do that if I had the wheel. I am a controller player right now. I can't. It's so difficult to control. Like Monaco is my worst track because I play on a controller. Every other track I can do something and at least get in the rhythm of what the track is, not Monaco. And I feel that I can perform better if I had a wheel, but I am not too sure. I hate that track. There is a reason I don't do well there. I don't know which came first, my hatred or my incompetence, but it's there. There is a causality. So, okay. Is there anything else that we want to talk about?
What happened today? Apart from that, nothing else happened. Nothing crazy happened today.
Nothing crazy happened except just Ferrari just breaking all our hearts. All us.
Heartbreak for Zoo. Heartbreak for Zoo. Like,
So, oh
did
my
you
God,
see?
yes.
He was so angry.
He
Oh
was
man.
so angry. He came out on the radio and he was like, again, are you fucking kidding me right now? And which I agree. Like, dude, there has to be something fundamentally. I don't want to say that, both the drivers are being given unequal cars, but you look at what Bottas has been able to do, and you look at how many DNFs Guan Yu Zhou has had.
Yeah.
Like it's mind-boggling. And Zhou is like, bitch, I'm the one paying you money. Like, what the fuck? He's a paid driver, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's my money and you're literally developing the car to give it to the other driver. And He was so good today. He retired from 12th, I think.
He
It
retired.
was,
Yeah, he was 12th.
how many races has he DNF'd till now? Like, I
Three,
just want to check.
three.
Three. 3 out of 5.
3 out of 8.
3 out of 8, sorry, my bad. Yeah. So Bahrain, he gets his first point. Saudi,
Yeah.
his team fucks it and he still finishes 11th. Australia, he finishes 11th.
Oh no,
Imola,
wait. He's in Saudi, so I think 2 only. I thought he retired in Saudi.
no.
Then
Then
2.
he DNF in Miami, DNF in Spain, 16th in Monaco, and then DNF in Baku. So 3 out of 8 DNFs.
I did not know
And
about Spain.
on the remaining 5, he scores point in one of the races. In the 2 races where he did not score points, he was 11th. Like, he wasn't that far, just outside the points, but he was 11th. There was a time when we would be very happy if a back marker team would go there.
Get
And
11
I agree, like, Alpha does not look like a back marker because Bottas is doing amazing things in that Alfa Romeo. I'm not going to deny it.
Okay.
But
So,
Zhou is also a rookie. Why is he not being given that?
again, getting to that point of Bottas doing amazing, he's not. Just take all the results. I'm
Yeah,
seriously
I mean, it was
good,
again
but
like,
not that great. Like, he is
yeah,
maybe like a mid-level fighter, but he is not doing good. Only I think first 2-3 races he performed really good, but after that,
no, I think he's finished in points for most of the races. Let me just check Bottas's stat.
yeah. So like as I said, as a medium team, as like a
Yeah. I mean, do you remember what that Alpha was last year? Bahrain, he finishes 6th. Saudi DNF, but then Australia 8th, Imola 5th, Miami 7th, Spain 6th, Monaco 9th. He's had consistent point finishes, so I'll give him that. Baku, he was 11th, but I will give him that. So, like, he's not, I'm not saying he's doing great, but if you look at what Kimi and Gio were doing in that Alpha, it is great.
But the Alpha this year is much better than the Alpha last year. You also have to agree.
I mean, I agree, and I mean, it's not. I'm not saying that Gio and Kimi were shit. I'm just saying that
give this car to Kimi and Gio.
Yeah,
is what I'll say. Give this car
but
to them, both of them, and it will
and
literally.
there are so many fans who are questioning if Zoe has done enough in F1 to retain his seat. Bitch, give him a good car. Like, he has to DNF every single time. Like, what? Give him a good car. Give him a good car. And you always say, rookie, first time, first year, you're learning, you're getting grips to the car. He has to deal with a difficult car because it's much more like the car is more alive because it's not like the car is going to stay the same throughout the year. It's very track dependent, the performance of the car, so it's going to be much more harder for a rookie like Zoe or any rookie for that matter to get to grips with that car. So I'm like, what is with this Zoe hatred, man? Fuck. So yeah, 3 people just make better strategies, and Andrea's McLaren team principal is just winning my heart because I did a search on Twitter, Daniel Ricciardo, and he said that it is my job to protect my team and my drivers from what is happening in the press, because in the last, I think he said, in the last 15 years of me being in the sport, I've never seen a driver perform well when he's being so publicly criticized. I'm like, oh, Andreas, oh, beautiful man. But then make better strategies, Andreas. All right. Another interesting thing in the race. Never thought I would see Jugaad happening during a race.
This was the most Indian thing I have ever seen in Formula One. Like Jehan Deruwala.
And we have had an Indian team on track for so long, and they also did not do this Indian thing.
Oh my God, this was so crazy. So when they got So first, okay, when I saw that happening, I was like, there is something wrong with the wing, but I did not get to what was happening. And then I saw it closely and I was like, oh my God, the DRS wing is broken.
Yeah.
The Alpha Tauri team did not see it. They then
I think there was a black and orange flag flown
yes,
for
the black and orange flag happened, and the Yuki Tsunoda had to box. But the Alpha Tauri team ignored the black and orange flag. They changed his tires, duct taped the wings, and let Tsunoda out.
No, so the black and yellow is that you have something dangerous on your car, and
Yeah,
like you
you have to box or retire.
I think Crofty was also like, I'm not sure if that is how it's going to work. And I mean, like, of course, Yuki did not have DRS for the rest of the race, but I'm like, wow.
And okay, if you can find the video of that pit stop happening and that duct tape and everything. So before, like right when Tsunoda was going, like, getting out of his pit box, you can see an FIA running towards the box to tell them that they need to retire
the car. Yeah.
But by that time, Yuki had gone.
Yuki was gone.
And he literally duct taped a
I wonder if that would be like some sort of a fine or something.
I hope there is. I hope there is, not for Yuki, but for the team, because this was dangerous for everyone, Yuki and whoever was following Yuki.
Yeah. So, I mean, but that was so funny because when I watched it, I was like, what? You can do that? What?
Oh, man.
Oh my God, that was
it was so fun.
So funny.
It was
so funny.
Oh. They did not duct tape the wing, they duct taped his entire DRS.
Yeah, that entire flap to the bottom. So like there are two wings, right? Two blades of that wings. I think they duct tape it together so the DRS won't open.
But what if Yuki by mistake pressed the button? What would have happened?
Yeah, I mean, like, dude, if he presses the button, if he has the DRS and if he activates the DRS, that tape is going to come off.
And the flap can hit anyone driving behind. It was.
I don't think there were that many drivers behind Yuki.
Yeah,
but were. It was just Mick and Latifi, but they were very far off. But like, yeah, I mean, of course, there were people lapping him. So yeah,
people lapping him, and when he pitted, like till the time he pitted, he had Stroll behind him and so many people.
Yeah. So as a person concerned for driver safety, that was not cool, Alpha Tauri. But as an Indian, you love to see it. You love to see it. That is literally our fix for anything broken. Is to first try tape.
At least I'm happy that they didn't ask him to restart the car. It's like
it was literally when I saw that pit stop, I was like, oh my God, this happens to if you lose that back cover of the remote where the battery goes. Yeah, I mean, like, if it breaks, that's literally how you duct tape around it so that that cover stays in place. That is such an Indian thing. I was so happy to see it as an Indian.
India represent. Yes. India represent. I was happy, shocked, and scared, like all three at once. I was like, what?
Yeah, it was a weird cocktail of emotions that I was going through. There was a bit of pride as well. I was like, oh, see, it's not. I know we make fun of us doing this jugaad thing, but you know what? Hey, it works sometimes. There was a little bit of pride there. So, like, yeah, very, very weird rush of emotions that I went through.
I was shocked, amazed, everything.
I think the only thing more Indian would have been to use Fevikwik.
Oh man. It's like Just
and wait for
use
it to dry. Like you see a dude who's pasting the wing using Feviquick, and there is another one who's just blowing hot air on it so that it dries off quickly. So that could have been like the only thing more Indian than duct tape would have been Feviquick.
Oh man.
So funny. Maybe that's what they should have done to done at the time when you remember Alonso's side pod came off. Duct tape.
In this race?
Not this race, but
Oh.
one of the races. I think was it the race or was it the Bahrain test? I don't remember, but like sometime in this season it has happened. One of the Alpines. I think it was Alonso, but it could have been Ocon as well. I don't remember exactly, but yeah, when they ran the pink livery for the test, right? So I think it was during the test. I remember the pink thing.
God, this was such a crazy race. Like so many stupid things happened this time.
Yeah.
It's not even funny.
Okay.
I am just hoping for a good race in Canada.
Oh, Canada is going to be good. Canada is a good track. I played it in my F1 game yesterday. I think I finished 7th or something. Not bad.
Canada is a good track. Agreed. Canada is a good track, but I want it to be a little competitive and Ferrari doing something.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I hope Ferrari understands what is happening in its engine.
Or else first win for George. Oh, I would cry the day that
I would too. I would too. Like George getting his first win is going to be phenomenal for Mercedes. Yeah.
No, I to be very honest, George winning has nothing to do with Mercedes. Just
Yeah,
my
I mean,
love and admiration for that guy.
Yeah, George is awesome. Anyways, are we done talking? This was it was a bittersweet race. I mean, like I am a big fan of Baku, but like there's just too many fuck ups, and like the team that I don't like won the race, got the maximum points. So I'm a little miff. So let's just do predictions.
Yes.
Okay, so oh my god, so Kramer predicted Perez, Charles, Alonso for the podium and fastest lap to Perez. So 1 point there. He said Norris will finish above Ricardo. Haha. At least 3 DNFs. So 1 point there. And Bottas finish in points. He finished 11th, right?
Bottas 11th.
Yeah, just outside of points.
Let me recheck.
Yeah, I'm also seeing. Yeah, he finished 11th behind Esteban Ocon. So Kramer gets 2 points. Honey Badger said Charles, Max, Sainz. Nothing there. Fastest lap to Charles. He said at least one VSC safety car or red flag in the race. So 1 point there. Vettel in top 10, Alonso in top 10, which all three happened. So 3 points to Honey Badger. Then you said Charles, Max, Russell. Oh, Russell, third place.
Russell, third place.
You get 2 points for that. Happy. Fastest lap to Max. Perez got the fastest lap. So, okay. Yeah. You said more than 15 cars finished the race. They did not. Only 15 cars did. You said Hamilton in top 5, which did happen. So 1 point there. And Sainz out of top 5. 1 point there. So you get 4.
Yeah.
And I said Checo, Charles, Sainz for the podium. I said fastest lap to Checo. So 1 point there. I said Alonso makes into Q3, which did happen.
Yes.
I said Lando beats Ricardo, which did not happen. I'm so happy. And I said Bottas out of points. So 1 point there. So I also get 3. Nice. I've not done the calculations. There is some 1 point difference between the 3 of us, and Kramer is catching up. Like that's what's going on in the prediction.
So it's very neck and neck.
Yeah, it's very neck and neck. So
how
Canada
is it
next week
having a better top 3 fight than the championship?
Yeah, I don't know, but like we are having a much closer battle than the battle at top in the actual championship. But
nice.
I don't know if I think most teams will bring their major upgrades now in
Canada.
In Silverstone.
Oh, okay.
I think that is the place.
So, ending notes from me, all the power to Hamilton for quick recovery. I want him at 100% in Canada.
It's not possible. Dude, as much as I've wanted to happen, I'll tell you why. There is literally 4 days for them to pack everything up. I mean, of course, Hamilton would not be like packing up the car, but like take a flight, go to Canada, get accustomed to the temperature, to the fucking what is it? Like the time zone. How were simple concepts escaping me? And there's just not enough time. Like it's what they won't leave before Monday, so there's not enough time. It's just 3-4 days, and that it was brutal. That porpoising was brutal. I don't realistically, I don't see the point unless you're expecting Hamilton to just rest for all 3 days, which is not going to happen.
I
It's
at
not
least want
possible.
him to be, race ready, because that pain, you could see him struggle just getting out of that car because of his back pain.
Yeah,
And I don't remember who said it in the commentary, but they said it was almost 4 Gs.
yeah, yeah, the force
The
of that
entire race, that man was getting
4G
Gs.
forces on his spine.
So that is very fucking painful.
Dude, it's not just about painful. Like there is I mean, I'm not a doctor, but wouldn't that also mean that there is a legit chance of breaking the spine?
Very possible, very possible. And he still got to fourth from seventh position. Man,
Yeah.
the amount of respect I have for that guy after races like that.
Anybody who thinks Lewis Hamilton is not the GOAT,
Yeah.
in your face. In your fucking
I don't
face.
care if where he finishes in the races.
Yeah.
It's like the moments like these is where my respect for that man just increases a lot. And he just complained twice, I think. He said about his back hurting very badly, and secondly there was something cold in his seat or something.
Yeah.
Maybe get a back massager or something fit in the car.
No, I don't think that's the solution. I hope FIA takes a step, but I hope FIA does not take away any team's advantage,
Benefits,
significant advantage.
Yeah.
That would be unfair. I wouldn't want like if FIA takes a decision like that and it takes away from other teams and eventually ends up benefiting Mercedes, I don't want Lewis to win a championship like that or like make a comeback like that.
No, see, I don't like Red Bull very much or at all, but
At all.
I don't want their advantage to go away. I would not want that.
Same. It has to be a fair fight. That's
Yeah,
all
it
we
has to be a
want.
fair fight.
That's all we always wanted. All you Max fans who are going to still say shitty things about 2021, about what Lewis did, he got his penalties for whenever he did wrong things. But yeah, all we ever want is a fair fight, even if it means that it's going to take away Mercedes's advantage, because what we are proposing is going to exactly do that, but we still want a fair fight because that's how sports works.
Yeah, that's okay for me. Like if Mercedes's advantage is taken away, but I want a fair which doesn't harm the drivers.
Yes.
Because what happened today, I swear, man, it felt so painful just watching it. God.
Yeah.
Oh no, Honey Badger, we had FIA minor fuck-ups. I won't say major fuck-ups, minor fuck-ups today.
It's Kramer and what was
Kramer. It was during what? I think during the this science virtual safety car, I think. No, not science virtual safety car. This Haas, was it? Magnussen, yeah. K-Mag when he retired.
It was more of a Marshall fuck up, but I still think that should have been a full-on safety car. Yeah, because that Haas was moving.
Because you can see
Kevin is standing there. He's like, oh, I have to stop this car. He's like, Marshals, come help me. What the fuck? What are you doing?
He was screaming and like trying to hold as much of the car as possible.
And like all that time, like I've never seen a driver, like when they stop on the track, I've never seen them jump out of their car when, there is not a safety car, or at least like there is not, like it's either a red flag or a safety car, and it's just virtual safety car. But I mean, I'm sure they had but one thing that I will give props to the FIA, what they did good this time, like this weekend, was during practice, if there was anything, they deployed the virtual safety car rather than red flagging the race,
Yeah.
like the session.
Oh, that was
So props
blessing.
there. Like credit where credit is due.
Yes.
Yes, appreciate
But
it.
it was so hilarious. K-Mag trying to stop a full F1 car from rolling down the street
Yeah,
with everything in his body. Is like, someone, why is no one
yeah,
coming to help me?
yeah. I will be able to stop this 500 kilo car all on my own, while making sure that while praying and hoping that no other car loses control and fucking clocks
Crashes
me.
on me.
Yeah,
Because I think he stopped right on the turn or something, right?
yeah,
So it would have, like, if one, like, even an inch of miscontrol from a car and they would crash into K-Mag. And he was trying to control the cars like, this car is not stopping, someone please help me. And no one was coming, like,
neutral. I don't know.
no
Oh,
one was
dis-
helping him, and he was just
disengage the
stopping the
clutch.
car. Like,
Okay,
for
Max.
good 10-15 seconds, K-Mag tried to stop that car. After that, the marshals came in and helped him. Till then, it was just K-Mag trying to hold that front left. It's like, please stop, car, please stop. You don't have
Yeah.
to race.
Can we say well done, Baku, this time?
Yeah, Baku, it was a good race, but could have
It
been much
wasn't
better.
like we have seen much crazier races. So by Baku standards, it wasn't that good. But from all the races that we've seen this year, was it the worst? No,
No.
because we had Monaco and Imola.
Yeah, where
Yeah,
nothing happened.
nothing happened. So yeah, I think that's it, and we will come back for Canada. That's it for this episode of Over the Cup podcast. We will see you next weekend for Canada. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you enjoyed the race. Thanks, Shaguni, for joining. Thank you, Kramer, for joining. And yeah, if you like the episode, please share it with your friends. Give us a follow. Click on the notification bell so that you get to know when we release new episodes. If you want us to cover anything, or if you have any feedback for us, or if you want to be a part of the podcast, write to us at overthecurvepodcast@gmail.com. You can also reach out to us on Instagram at overthecurvepodcast or on Twitter at overthecurvepod. Until Canada, bye-bye.
Boy.